Starting today, the new September patch update 0.49 is now live in Rogue Company. The update itself is around 4 to 5 gigabytes in size depending on the platform you play on. Among other things, this update includes player identity and surrender deserter penalty, thus finishing off phase 1 of the 2020 roadmap. Also, the store has been released. More on that soon, but let's get into the patch notes. By popular demand, dead zone adjustments for controllers can now be made in the settings menu. Favelas has returned as an available map. Bleedout duration has been further increased from 13 seconds to 16 seconds. The PlayStation 4 and Xbox One keyboard and mouse have been disabled for now until we can provide a fully functioning keyboard and mouse feature. Players can now acknowledge, confirm teammates' pings by pinging on top of existing friendly pings. Players can now ping enemy deployables and gadgets. This will reveal them to your entire team and place an in-world danger ping. Your weapon crosshair will now change to a friendly color when placed over a teammate. When equipping a camo or emote, you can now select an option to equip to all rogues. Speaking of camos and emotes, the store has now been released. The Rogue Company store is now available. Get ready to look good as you peruse a number of options to customize your rogue, wingsuit, weapon, or emote. New items will become available each week, so be sure to stop by frequently. Here's a taste of what you can see. Surrender has been added to the game. There are times when the battle is a little one-sided, whether it be your team is having a bad game or someone is disconnected and isn't coming back. With the retail therapy update, your team will now have the option to offer a surrender in lieu of finishing your current match. In order to call for surrender, one of the following must be true. A player has disconnected for 3 minutes of game time, at which point the affected team may call for a surrender. 10 minutes of total match time has elapsed, at which point either team may call for a surrender. In order to initiate a vote to surrender, a player must open the menu and then select surrender. Team members will have 30 seconds to cast their vote, with no vote considered a no. If the vote fails, the team must wait 2 minutes before requesting another surrender vote. Onto the game modes. In Demolition, the time for the bomb to explode has been reduced from 55 seconds to 50 seconds. The Demolition bomb also now has projectile collision, meaning you can no longer hide Ronin's explosive stake inside the bomb. Extraction is here to stay. This mode will now be available until further notice. Strikeout, adjusted player spawns on canals, and players will no longer swap sides on round 5. Onto the rogues, we're only seeing adjustments with Trench. The barbed wire throw distance has been increased by 15%. Barbed wire no longer impairs members of your team and will have a blue highlight to indicate it's friendly. Weapons. In general, when you're ADS using a scoped weapon, the edges of the screen will now be slightly blurred. This effect may be turned off in the display settings. For the Devotion, fixed an issue where recoil was being applied over a longer duration than intended. On the MXR, they fixed an issue where the level 3 upgrade of the MXR was not receiving a recoil reduction. On the Deadeye, fixed an issue where the level 1 and level 3 upgrade for the Deadeye had different kickback recovery delays. Now onto the list of bug fixes. Fixed an issue where holding down the tab key to open the scoreboard would prevent it from opening again. Opening the scorecard prevents the user from walking forward when landing or opening scorecard for a few seconds at the start of the round. Ronin's ballistic knife should no longer deal double damage upon proximity detonation. Adjusted shock so he can no longer fire his weapon before his stim pack ability finishes. Fixed an issue where down players could not use ping. Rogue abilities should now recharge in shooting range after 20 seconds. Reduce the hitbox size of the sticky sensor to an appropriate size of the gadget. User reports the ability to repeatedly hide in a rock crevice on the map. Dima is no longer visible in 2 places at once in the tutorial. Fixed a significant shortcut in the tutorial. Flickering seams appear due to surfaces overlapping at the door after pick a sword section. The bomb in Demolition can now be planted on top of objects in the bomb site. Fixed an area near the aquarium in Skyfell players weren't meant to access. Gadgets can no longer get stuck in the favela's garage walls. Fixed an area high castle near Site B to prevent players from accessing it. Players can no longer get stuck in or hide in cliffs on High Castle. Fixed various map exploitable areas on canals, Icarus Factory, and favelas. Fixed a bug allowing players to make melee attacks significantly faster than they should by switching weapons. Players should no longer get stuck in the social menu and be unable to close it. Players will no longer keep additional rounds gained from purchasing shredder rounds if they use buyback. Fixed an issue where players could spam quick melee and make attacks much faster than intended. Again, this concludes phase 1 of the 2020 roadmap, and to stay up to date with phases and the game, make sure you like and hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell if you want to know right when the next video drops. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.